Hi folks, Hugh here, and with another one of my training videos in the series on the Ant Pugilist program from my friend Mr. Oz. And we've already gone over the brainstorming section and the niche insider section, so today I'm going to look at the recursive prospecting. And what I've done is I've just put in a very broad term, music. And I'm going to use get Google Keyword Tool ideas. Might as well make 2 pages. And if you want to put cities here, you can do that. I'm not really going for any particular city or location modifier. So I'm just going to grab from Google Suggest, Level 1, and Google Keyword Tool. I'm going to go ahead and retrieve that now. So we've gotten back quite a large list of keywords here. We're still doing some work here to, I guess, do some calculations and bring back all the values and then do some more calculations, get some more keywords. It just keeps pulling all kinds of keywords down here. And since it's using Google Suggest and Google Keyword Tool, then it's not entirely sticking with your phrase as a broad match or a phrase match. It's actually reaching out and getting other phrases, and some of them will not even have the term in it that you started with, although most of these do so far. They all do seem to so far. There's like 60s fashion I just saw. See now, where 60s fashion, where's that coming from? Well, I guess it's related to 1960s music, and 1960s music is related to music, so it's recursive, right? That's why it's called the recursive prospecting. So you can see a lot of different keywords that you wouldn't normally see, and then you're going to be able to quantify them and qualify them using these tools. So you can see the program is still doing its calculations. I asked for 2 pages, so we're getting quite a ton of stuff. You don't usually have to ask for 2. I just did it this time. So tell you what, I will come back when the search is finished. Okay, then we've got all these keywords have been pulled down and they've been measured. We've got the global search volume, and we've got these Bermuda Triangle values that Oz has built into his software. And there's a ton of stuff. Now, if you look at this field over here called indicator, these parameters are being used to decide which one of these rows is turned green for your viewing pleasure. And if we turn it off and apply it, then the green goes away. When we turn it on again, green is there. So what it's doing is basically displaying to us the keywords which have the BT2 volume of 30,000 or more and the BT2% value of 50% or more. Those are being highlighted with green. We can actually get rid of those if you want to, but that's what you use these other filters for. For example, you go BT2. Let's say we want that to be above 50%. And don't show any keyword that has a BT2% of less than 50, and you apply it, and then a lot of them disappear. So now we're still seeing the ones that are green have a BT2 of volume of 30,000. Remember, the BT2 is like sort of the slice of traffic that's calculated between the exact match search and the broad match search. I think it's something like that. Still wrapping my brain around that, but that's supposed to be some like a hidden stream in there. Okay, so those are the ones that are being displayed as green. we can also go ahead and filter those out as well by saying match type of phrase, and we need a, actually I think it should say minimum value, but they have maximum value, and I'm going to put 30,000 be my minimum value of search. So then that gets rid of, see, this one is 301,000 for exact. I don't know why BT2% is 100. Remember, BT2% is the exact minus the BT2 divided by 90 Shrey or whatever. And so it's, we get 0 for BT2. That's why we get 100% BT2%. So that one's not being filtered out. And so YouTube music videos is probably a pretty good keyword, as a matter of fact. So it's only because I don't know why this is coming back as 0. It just is. So it says there's no difference between the exact match and the broad phrase match. So that's okay. And we're looking at all these other ones. There's a lot of good keywords here that can be used. Certainly can be targeted. It can be bandied about on your website in order to sort of get the attention of people that might be searching for that term. That's really all you have to do, is sprinkle it on your website a little bit, and perhaps create a post about the keyword or an article, and that will draw traffic for that keyword. Whereas if you don't put the keyword on your website at all, you're not going to draw that traffic at all. Okay. Now the next section is the Facebook networking, and what you're really doing here is we're putting in keywords, and then we're searching for fan pages, personal profiles, groups, or events that are related to the keyword. I'm going to just target fan pages and groups, and I'll put in a keyword, let's say hip hop. So maybe I could try to sell them beats or mastering or something. So then I'm just going to go search, and I have already logged in with the with my Facebook account. It takes a second for the search, so I'm going to go ahead and pause just for a sec. Okay, search completed. Do you want to view likes? Now if I say yes, that means it's going to go and poll the Facebook page for likes for each of those pages. I'm just going to say no at this point. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to look at the results. Here on the results, I've got all these different fan pages, and you can see the title of the fan page here: World Star Hip Hop, Hip Hop Music, Hip Hop Dancing, so on and so forth. I'm sure there's more. This is a 20 result. But so what you can do here then is you can select all and then click like. And I'm not going to do that right now because actually I have a question into Oz about whether I can do this as my fan page, because I don't want to be liking all this stuff as my personal page. It's just not how I roll. You know, so I actually do that with my fan pages myself. So I go into Facebook and I use Facebook as the fan page. So then I search for hip hop, and then so it's like Groovephonic Mastering likes World Hip Hop, that sort of thing, rather than Hugh Hitchcock likes World Star Hip Hop. Not that I wouldn't like it, but since really I'm doing this for marketing, and I'm not going to really mix up my marketing with my personal Facebook, other than from time to time I brag about stuff that I've done in my marketing on my personal Facebook, but I don't utilize so much my personal Facebook for my marketing purposes. So that's just how I roll. So you may not roll that way, and it might be perfect for you to select all and just go like. And so you got all these liked. And that's great because, as I've explained in some of my other training, is that when you like someone on Facebook, you're just creating these programming connections in the background between you and other people. And that's important in marketing, and especially marketing online, because once you open those conduits by creating those connections, then you really don't even know how far your message might be penetrating, and you might actually be receiving a lot of benefits from that. For example, and this may not be entirely related, but I receive royalties from records that I own, that I produced and released, and I did all the business correctly with BMI and everything. So I receive royalties, and I don't have a clue where my record's being played. It's just out there somewhere, and it's being played, and the royalties are being collected. And I couldn't even tell you. I mean, there was a time when I could tell you every single place where it was being played, but now I don't even know, but the royalties come in. So that's kind of like how you might think of this kind of a thing, when you just keep making all these connections to people, and things come back to you from connections that you don't even know about sometimes. Now on the Twitter page, it's also very similar. Let me see if I can search for hip hop on Twitter and see what happens. I don't know. They must be limiting the results. I don't know. Maybe you get more results with a higher license or something. But okay, so here's a bunch of Twitter twits, a bunch of Twitter accounts out there that I could select, and then I could, I think I could follow them, right? So. So what I would do is like start, and then, because you can't, it's not like some of these other things in Twitter, it doesn't go fast. You can only follow a certain amount of people per hour before Twitter gets a bug up their wazoo and starts limiting your account, which you don't want that to happen. So if you're going to do this Twitter thing, I assume it's going to go pretty slow. Okay, so you're going to go start. You might, I guess you could probably even copy and paste, or you could get rid of some of them if you wanted to. Well, you just go start, and it's going to go one at a time. It's going to go this guy, and then it's going to go that one, and it's going to go that one. But it's going to be like about a minute or 2 minutes for each one in order to follow the Twitter rules. But you end up following people. So, and there's a whole philosophy about how to follow and unfollow your Twitter users. Is actually a formula for that. So if you know what that formula is, you can do fairly well. And Twitter is a great source of traffic. So if you know how to handle that, you can get tons of traffic. And then if you look on your Google Analytics or your Piwik stats, you're going to see traffic coming in from T.co. That's actually Twitter sending traffic your way. Okay, so I think we've covered pretty much everything on as far as this software. Now, as far as the techniques and stuff and all the other things that you would do, I'm going to suggest that you go to my friend Oz and participate in his training, which accompanies your purchase of Ant Pugilist, because he has a much deeper training path than I do. But as I did promise, I did go over everything and show you how everything worked and how you can use it, how you can find these keywords, what to do with the keywords, how to use the Facebook networking, and how to use the Twitter networking. Okay, so there you go. Ant Pugilist 3.0.1.0. I hope you enjoy it. And thank you very much for participating in this with me. And I'll talk to you again soon. It's Hugh out.